Honeycomb Punch!
Right, so I haven't done one of these in forever. Hi gamers, by the way. This is gonna be another collection video, and one of the hopefully 2 final videos of the collection of a beginning collector series. After which, after some passage of time, I'm gonna move on to just doing updates once my collection has grown significantly and once I've got a lot more to say about the other games. And I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna talk about stuff in more detail, like if I haven't tried a game before and I tried it now. And I am going off topic because this video is gonna focus on GameCube, Xbox 360, and Dreamcast. Again, in alphabetical order, we have here Ed, and Eddie, the Misadventures. Apart from the horrible pun in the title, this game is horrible in itself. I have not played it myself. In fact, I got this for trade. I gave Shonen Jump manga because I used to be really into Yu-Gi-Oh! But then when I quit, I didn't have anything to do with all the mangas I bought for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards they had in them. And I'm not much of a manga fan. Like, I can read it, but I won't reread it because I'm just really not that into it. And I gave it to someone who would enjoy it some more, and he gave me, I gave my stack to him, and he gave me a bunch of games. And when he gave me this one, he said, don't play it, it's horrid, so I'll just take his word on it. I also traded books for this, but different kinds of books to a different person. I was cleaning up my shelves here in my game room of some really old books my dad had. There are some economics books from the early 90s. And I have a friend who's really into economics, so I'm like, dude, you want these? Yeah, but I don't feel right taking them for free. So he offered me a bunch of old games. And this is Extreme G Racing. Again, I have not played this, but he said it's quite good. So I'll take his word on it, and I'm going to play this sometime, hopefully in the near future, hopefully. Next is Star Wars II, the original trilogy. This is another one of the games I gave mangas for, and this is one of the games that he actually wanted back at some point, but I'm like, dude, no, trade's a trade. You can't like take something and then say, no, I don't want it after you've like read it and stuff. So yeah, I've kept this, and no, don't worry internet, we're still cool with the guy. No one's died over this. But yeah, this is a really fun game. The Lego games are always really cool, and the original trilogy is almost definitely the best Star Wars trilogy so far. We've yet to see the 7, 8, 9 trilogy that Disney is gonna put out, because I'm pretty sure that's gonna be awesome, but I have my fears because of the prequels. But anyway, yeah, I'm going off the point. This is a really fun game, really quirky, Lego style, whatever. You get the gist. And I also have the first video game, little Star Wars video game. I don't know if you can see the letters. Okay, it's coming into focus now. This is a player's choice, so I just removed the cover and I kept the box as is because I don't like player's choice games on my shelves. I'd rather just have like the empty thing with just a notice and the player's choice yellow thing. I just really don't like that. Same goes for Luigis Mansion. Luigi's Mansion. This is a great game by Nintendo, often overlooked because it stars Luigi rather than Mario. And I think this should really get a remake for the Wii U like Wind Waker did. Because it's an often overlooked game and it's a total gem. I'm glad it got a sequel in the 3DS, even though I haven't got it yet. I want to. Because Luigi's Mansion is just a really awesome game. You should like see someone do a Let's Play of it or something. And it's not a hint that I'm gonna Let's Play Luigi's Mansion. In fact, I was thinking Crash Bandicoot, but I'm not sure yet. Anyway, next is Mario Party 5. This is in the stack of games that I got for trade for economics books. And again, what can I say? It's Mario Party. It's an awesome party game. It's got loads of fun mini games you can do. I haven't really played much of any of the other Mario Party games, so I can't compare it to those. But I can say that this is a really fun game, and you can't overlook this if you have a GameCube. This one you may have seen in a recent pickups video, NBA Courtside 2002. Yep, this is still sealed, it's still got the store plastic and the Nortec seal all around it. I haven't played this, but it's a sports game, it's a basketball game. That should say pretty much everything there is to say. And I've got a sports game in my collection because I got this for free. I was buying a bunch of the guy's old games, and he's like, hey man, you like old games? You might as well take my GameCube stuff as well. He only had Beautiful Joe and NBA Courtside, so I was like, yeah, why not? Pokemon Colosseum. This may possibly be my most played game on the GameCube. I really loved the Ore games, and I'm disappointed that Nintendo isn't making more 3D Pokemon games for its main consoles, for its home consoles. It's like they don't want our money. And also, this is the version that also has Pokemon Box included. Let me just get it out of the glare. Yeah, Pokemon Box. Because this was the version I got with my GameCube. I had bought the Colosseum Mega Pack, I believe it was called. This was the first time I saw a GameCube in stores. I didn't even know what it was before that. And I just see a bundle with a black GameCube, Pokemon Colosseum, Pokemon Box, and a link cable to connect your Game Boy Advance to it. And I was like, holy crap, I want this. So my dad was like, okay, I'll buy it to you for Christmas if you get all A's on your report. And I did, and I got it, and I love the GameCube, but the controller kind of feels weird because there's too many buttons, but that's a different issue. The GameCube is a powerful console with some really awesome games, and I'm glad that this game made me want to buy a GameCube. And also, Pokemon Colosseum is a great game in itself, because it was the first time that we actually got a Pokemon adventure in 3D rather than a battle game like Battle Revolution, which came after GameCube on the Wii, or Pokemon Stadium, which came before on the N64. And then its sequel was Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, which for a while was the only version you could get Lugia. Pokemon Colosseum was the only way you could get Ho-Oh for a while. Lugia, as you can tell by the cover, was like the main shtick of the game. The evil team that makes Shadow Pokemon, that's like the main thing here. You steal other trainers' Pokemon because the evil team of the region blocks the pathway to their hearts, or whatever it's called, and basically makes them evil killing machines, and you steal them from their trainers and purify them. And this guy is supposed to be the ultimate Shadow Pokemon. XD001, I think, was what he was called, and that's Shadow Lugia. And when you purify him, he becomes really frigging awesome, and you can set him to your Game Boy games. And here we have Shrek 2. One more of the games I got for the Books for Games trade. I have not played this. The guy told me it's awesome, but I have my reservations because I played Shrek 2 on the Game Boy Advance, and that thing was frigging horrible. I regretted even putting that thing in the Game Boy slot. But apparently this one's a really fun game. It's kind of a party platformer thing. It's 1 to 4 players co-op. But I only have one GameCube controller, so I'm gonna save this until I have more people to play it with, either to enjoy it or to poke fun at it. Calibur 2. Let me just put this up close. This is in a PS3 box because I ran out of boxes. But yeah, I bought this game loose off eBay because it was like $1. Yeah, I don't mind the region thing because I have a freeloader. It's Soul Calibur 2 again. It's just one of those games where you don't need to say anything. It's a very well-balanced fighting game. The GameCube version has Link as a playable character, which is why I opted for this rather than the PlayStation 2 version. Because I must admit, I'm a Sony person. PlayStation 2 is my preferred console. But sometimes it's the little things like this. Being able to fight Yoshimitsu with Link is just so much fun. But yeah, Soul Calibur 2, great game. And speaking of great games, one of my favorite of all time, Spiderman II. Again, I got this is a player's choice thing. I had it. This was my first game for the GameCube, and I had so much fun with this with my two cousins. They'd come over every day during the summer, and we'd play the game together. We'd take turns and play it, and it was just so much fun. And then my save file got corrupted, and I lost the game disc and the box. But somehow, I still kept the instruction manual. So now I have game, I have the instruction manual. I just need the box to make it complete. Super Mario Sunshine is another one of these things I got in the Games for Manga trade, and I'm really proud of this because I kind of put this together bit by bit. It was just the disc in a player's choice case, and then I traded for the manual, and then I traded for the non-player choice cover. So now I have a complete copy of Super Mario Sunshine, which is a really fun game. It gets a lot of crap because of the FLOOD, or the flood, or however you want to call the squirting thing that Mario wears on his back and uses to piss on things. Yeah, everyone makes that joke. I made that joke when playing with my friends. My friends made that joke when playing with me. I'm pretty sure Yahtzee from Zero Punctuation made that joke. But yeah, you wear it and you spray things. That's the main game gimmick. But it's still Mario, it's still fun, it's still very solid platforming, and a good game for the GameCube. This one I'm playing at the moment, so I'm gonna put it in a different pile when I move it out the way. Smash Bros. Melee. Again, you've probably seen this in a recent pickups video if you watch those. I got this in a trade for 5 empty PSP cases, and I'm loving it, even though I prefer the Wii version, because that was the first Smash Bros. Game I played, so for me the Wiimote feels more comfortable in this kind of fighting game. Though I was more of a Kirby person and Lucario person in Brawl, I don't know, I just can't handle Kirby well in Melee. I'm much better with Pikachu. I've already cleared the adventure mode and the classic mode, but I'm having some trouble with the event matches. I'm on number, I think it's 23. That's the one where you fight Falco and Fox, and they've got permanent invisibility. I don't know why, I just can't seem to get past that, but I'm at a disadvantage when it comes to fighting games. I'm not much of a fighting person. I find fighting games fun, and this is a very well-rounded fighting game, especially for what it is, because it's not like Tekken or something that's built to be a fighting game. It's Nintendo characters fighting each other. You get to kick Bowser's ass with Pikachu, which is quirky and fun and different in itself. And it's just odd seeing Nintendo characters hitting each other, but you get used to it very fast. It's very fun, and I suck at it nonetheless. Just get this out the way. Tak, the Great Juju Challenge. Once more from the Games for Manga trade. This platformer, the guy told me it's really good. I haven't played this yet. I tried to, but then I lent the guy my GameCube controller and I just got it back very recently. So it's on my backlog. So you have The Incredibles, again from the same trade. The guy didn't say if it was good or bad. I haven't played this. I've got absolutely no impressions, but I know that the movie by Disney and Pixar is awesome. I really don't know about the game. The graphics at the back, let me just get this out of the glare, maybe you can see better on camera, look pretty decent, but you can't really judge a game by its graphics. Like, there's some really good games that have shit graphics and vice versa. These are your powers: bombs, bullets, robots, lasers. Your enemy controls them all. The only way to survive being the Incredibles is to truly be incredible. And with such an awesome blurb at the back of the box, what's not to love? I really don't have high hopes for this. The Legend of Zelda Collector's Edition. Promotional disc includes 4 classic games. This includes the first Legend of Zelda, which I beat. It includes Legend of Link, which I haven't even bothered with because it's really hard. This includes Ocarina of Time, which I'm not playing from this. I'm playing from the Master Quest disc because go big or go home. And Majora's Mask, which I haven't played, but I know that these are all amazing games. I loved the first Zelda game, Legend, what's it called? Link's Quest, Link's Adventure. I don't remember. Zelda 2, the second game on this. I really don't know what to say. It's been getting lots of negative reviews. The angry video game nerd can probably describe it better than I can. As for Majora's Mask, the completionist recently did a video on that. He can explain that better than I can. And Ocarina of Time, so far I'm loving it. It's an amazing Zelda adventure, and I can see why everything that came after that, all the 3D Zelda games, are basically a rehash of that with some improvements. Not to say that future Zelda games are bad, they're all awesome, but like Ocarina of Time is the template they went on because they struck gold with that. The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. This is the limited gold edition, which includes Master Quest. And yeah, I'm not going to talk about that because I just talked about Ocarina of Time. But The Wind Waker is tons of fun. I haven't beaten this game. I got like halfway through, and then my ADHD kicked in. Note, I don't really have ADHD, at least I don't think I do. But I am easily distracted by shiny things. And I just saw something shinier and I put this down. But it's nonetheless a really fun game. I enjoyed as much of it as I played. Finally, for the GameCube, Beautiful Joe Red Hot Rumble. I have this on the PSP, and it's a fun fighting game. I haven't played this on the GameCube yet, so I don't know if there's any version differences, but it's Beautiful Joe, so it's hard to go wrong. On the PSP, there was also Dante as a character. You could fight as Dante. I don't see anything about that on the back of this box though, so I don't know, maybe that's a PSP exclusive. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, that's it for GameCube. Moving on. Brace yourselves for my pathetically minuscule Dreamcast collection. Okay, some background first. No one here has a Dreamcast. It was the most unpopular console. Man, I had a friend in primary school, I think, had a GameCube. Everyone else had a PS2. The Dreamcast, the first time I heard of it was when I started collecting video games. And as such, you can never find Dreamcast games around here. So this is why my collection is so pathetic. First one here I have here is Dead or Alive 2. Yeah, as you can see, I don't have even the case. I just got it loose. It was included with the console when I bought it off eBay. And it's a fighting game. It's Dead or Alive. It's, I think, Street Fighter with more sexism. Next, Power Stone. Again by Eidos or Eidos or however you pronounce it. I can never get this right. But it's the first game in this series and it's really a fun fighting game. Oh, fighting games on the Dreamcast, we're starting to see a pattern. This I actually bought off a store in person, and that's why it's complete in box and in such good condition. I paid 20 euros for this, even though after I did my research I found that it goes for about 10 normally. But I found a Dreamcast game in a store. Wow, I just had to pick it up regardless of price. And I didn't regret it because it's a really fun game. So what if I paid twice what it's worth nowadays? Ready to Rumble Boxing. This is kind of complete in box. The box is in really bad condition, as you can see here. This was also included when I bought my Dreamcast, and I haven't played this yet. But again, a fighting game, a boxing game, more specifically by Midway. And Midway usually makes good stuff, so yay, I guess. And finally, I'm gonna get a lot of crap for this, but Sonic Adventure, which I really didn't like. Yep, I braced myself for the flaming. I don't know, it just feels more clunky than the 2D Sonic games. 3D Sonic just feels wrong, even if it is Sonic Adventure, which is before such atrocities as Sonic 06. This feels like they were starting to head in the Sonic 06 direction, and anything in that direction just feels so bad for me. I don't know if I just hate it because I played this after playing Sonic 06 and 3D Sonic was ruined for me, or if it's just legit a mediocre game and your nostalgia is blinding you, internet. But yeah, that's it for my Dreamcast collection. Moving on. And finally, my rapidly growing 360 collection, beginning with one of my favorite games of all time, Alan Wake. I cannot begin to express how much I love this game. And this is also the game that introduced me to one of my favorite bands, Poets of the Fall. I watched Let's Plays and I heard their music before I even owned an Xbox, so I became quickly addicted to them. It's a great horror / psychological thriller where you fight with light because your enemy is darkness, and you really have to play this for yourself to see how it is. Even though the gameplay can get a bit repetitive, and at some points in the game it just feels like Attack of the Killer everything, because you're just strolling along the bridge and holy crap, the bridge attacks you. So yeah, it has its moments that just border on silly, but overall, this is a great game, great atmosphere, great soundtrack, great acting, great everything. I wholly loved this game. You need to play this, internet. Just go for it. Beautiful Katamari, still sealed, not for long. I haven't played this yet, so I can't give you any impressions beyond the fact that Katamari is almost always awesome. That's like a rule of thumb. Borderlands 2 Game of the Year Edition. This is going to be in an upcoming pickups video, so I'm not going to dwell on this too much. Dead Space and Dead Space 2. With the first game, they got the survival horror vibe perfectly. This is where they started to drift off into the action genre, and then by 3 it's just totally a space shooter. But whatever, the first 2 are really awesome, and I'm glad to have had these. Earth Defense Force Insect Armageddon. I'm kind of disappointed. The previous game apparently was much better. But whatever, this is still fun 4-player co-op. It is 4-player co-op, right? Because no, 2-player co-op. Okay, because I haven't played this with more than 2 players, I just assumed it was 4-player co-op. Still, fun co-op. Fable 3, have not played this. I talked about it in just slightly more depth in the pickups video where I got this. It's an RPG where you just control your fate and stuff. Everyone knows Fable. Kinect Adventures, have not played this, do not want to. Left 4 Dead 2 by Valve, possibly one of the best co-op games ever made. I already have this on Steam because I got it for free during the Christmas of 2013 offer where you could get Left 4 Dead 2 on Steam for free. But I just needed to have a physical copy of this to play with my friends in the living room. The entire Mass Effect trilogy, which I bought all at once from the same guy I bought the Dead Space games and Left 4 Dead, who is a very close friend of mine, and I have not played this, so don't expect me to be raging at the ending of Mass Effect 3 like everyone else, which I have not read, by the way, so no spoilers, please. I'm gonna get around to it at some point, I guess, but there's just no time to focus on not 1, not 2, but 3 role-playing games, Western role-playing games at that, which seem to drag on forever. Not that that's a bad thing. Pro Evolution Soccer 6, the only soccer game in my collection and the first sports game to make its way into my collection, because this came with the Xbox. Okay, I think I need to dwell on this a bit more, because I was kind of harsh on it in the pickups video, but I very recently beat this game and I actually quite enjoyed this. It's a really fun platforming beat 'em up. The art style is beautifully cel-shaded, and my only complaint has got to be Spider-Man Noir, because everyone else is a platforming beat 'em up, but he's stealth and it just doesn't blend very well. But my solution to that was you can pick the order in which you play the level, so just play 2099, Amazing, Ultimate, and then put the game down, go do something else, come back after a while not wanting to play a platforming beat 'em up, and just play Spider-Man Noir levels as a different game, and then rinse and repeat until you've cleared all 3 acts. So overall, yeah, I quite enjoyed this game. Force Unleashed 2, have not gotten around to playing this, but I will rage at the fact that there didn't need to be a second Force Unleashed game. The first one just wrapped things up so perfectly. But nonetheless, the game seems to be fun, and I think I'm gonna have a fun time playing this. Time Shift, you get to control time, and it's, I believe, a third-person shooter. It is third-person, right? Or maybe it's first-person, I'm not sure. But whatevs, the concept seems interesting, and I'm looking forward to giving this a shot. Why, I have a lot of games to try out. And Tom Clancy's End War, which I also bought with a 360, and the guy's just like, no dude, this game sucks, don't bother with it. So, well, I'm gonna take his word for it. Well, that's it for this video. Thanks for bearing with me through all these games, and I'll see you next time. Cheers!